for?
We're waiting for the TV.
Fell asleep.
The Ascension Parish Zoning Commission session, August 12th, is now in session. Staff introduction.
Patrice Johnson, Zoning Secretary.
Met everyone else.
Okay. Minutes to the meeting.
Roll call.
All commissioners are present. So noted, all commissioners are present. That being said, can I get a motion to accept minutes for the previous meeting?
This is the June 10th? Oh, we didn't.
We had had one since then, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Move for approval.
A second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. No comments from the chairman. Item 5A, 1505, item for consideration ordinance DC 1505, revision to development code.
Just a few months ago, this body pushed some concepts to the council, and just last Thursday, the council adopted those regulations in full, and that was the creation of a West Bank industrial overlay to help guide and steer growth on the west side of this parish. We recognized during that process that there may be a few other code revisions that have to occur to make that process as smooth and as fluid as possible as we move forward. The first of those revisions is something that's spoken to in the West Bank overlay. And within the overlay, it says, all proposed amendments to the overlay zone map shall be submitted to the Ascension Parish Council on forms provided by the planning director. The planning director, with consent of the council chair, shall place the proposed amendment on the agenda of the Ascension Parish Council, and the council secretary shall take all steps necessary for the council to hold a public hearing on the proposed amendment. That is contrary to how the code currently works today, because today a proposed amendment would come to this body first. This body would send a recommendation to the council would then take an action. With the West Bank industrial overlay, the desire was to, in theory, help to expedite the process for a big user coming in. We can cut 60 days off of the process because generally there's a 30-day lead time to come to this body, then you have the hearing, and then it goes to the council roughly 30 days later. So what we're proposing is an amendment to the development code in section 17-201R1, and that is section amendments. It reads, regulations, restrictions, boundaries, and other provisions of this ordinance may from time to time be amended, supplemented, changed, or repealed in the manner herein stated, and we're adding the word except and the subletter A. Amendments within the West Bank Industrial Overlay as defined in section 17-2039A10 shall be in accordance with 17-2039A10. Amendments within the overlay district. So that basically allows the applicant to skip the planning or the zoning commission and go straight to the council. They're still going to have 4 hearings because that hasn't changed. It'll be for review only, to accept or deny, which I guess doesn't make sense at this point. That's going to have to be rethought. So maybe it's just an introduction and a public hearing because all you're doing is changing the zoning map.
Any comments?
We have to have a public hearing on that?
That's what this is.
Yeah.
You should open the public
So
hearing,
let's
see if
open
anybody
it.
has any comments.
This time we'll open the floor for public hearing. Any cards, any comments? At this time, we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I move for recommendation to the council to approve this.
I'll second.
Adopt.
Been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
So noted. Motion passes with acceptance unanimously. Staff report.
Thank you. What I'd like to do real quickly is request that we do something similar next month. I'd like to request another public hearing. Just a few months ago, actually in October of 2014, there was a petition to rezone some property on the West Bank to heavy industry. During that process, some wires were crossed and there was no buffer put on that piece of property. We've had some grumblings that we've been hearing. We'd like to have a public hearing next month so that we can perhaps discuss what we'd like to do moving forward. I have already spoken to the property owner, and I think that if we come up with a solution, they're going to be open to that idea.
Good. And I would like to make that motion and to put it on the agenda. I have spoken to Ms. Delaney, the school board member over there, and she is very, very concerned about this. She's expressed that we need to address this, and hopefully we can make a strong recommendation to the council next month. So I move that we put it on the agenda for our next month's zoning meeting.
Second.
Been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I move.
A second.
And second.
Can we discuss that?
All in favor?
Wait, doesn't Gasper want to talk about the minutes?
At this time, can I say yippee?
I almost moved that we read the code so that we.
I'd like to filibuster the motion to adjourn.